I love homemade pasta sauce, but sometimes I just need a super easy dinner of boxed pasta and sauce from a jar. But the supermarket is filled with options. There's an entire aisle of pasta sauce. How do you know which one is right for you? Let's put it to the taste. Today I have Lon Lamb of Techniquely here on the taste test to sample 10 jarred pasta sauces.
Kate, that's a lot of sauces.
It's a lot of sauces. So today we focused on ones that don't have cheese, there's no cream, there's no wine, there's no meat. The ATK Reviews team has already hosted a tasting. Today, we're gonna see how you feel about them.
All right, can I get in here? I can smell it. It smells good.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, diving in.
Tastes like tomato.
Okay, good. Okay, good. So we got one thing going for it. Tastes like tomato.
Yeah, it clings nicely. It seems slightly under-seasoned to me. Okay. Can I try this?
Yeah. Get in there.
I mean, it looks like there's herbs in here, and I sort of get this soft, cooked-out basil-y vibe.
Yep. One thing we noticed, lots of dried herbs in these sauces.
It eats like it came out of a can.
Okay.
It's fine. I don't love it. This has not convinced me.
Okay, so this is not the winner for you. This is Barilla. People found it kind of forgettable, not something that you would go out of your way to buy.
I wouldn't pick it up again.
All right, fair enough.
This one looks more orange. It makes me wonder if there's like extra oil or something in there.
Ooh.
It eats differently. The flavor lingers longer.
Oil is a big ingredient in a lot of these, and that really changes the body of the sauce, changes the way it clings to spaghetti too.
It looks nicely processed with larger chunks. I don't know if that's to like deceive me into thinking it's homemade.
This one is Newman's own.
Okay, Paul Newman.
Yes, Paul Newman. Yeah.
Did the panel like it?
So I've got some news for you.
Yeah,
The panel didn't love it.
Why?
So this one, they found candy sweet. Even though you didn't agree with the panel, I'm glad we're finding one that we're happy with.
Yeah, me too. This one looks saucier.
It does look saucier. Okay, what are you tasting here?
It's more seasoned. There's like little bits of green in here, but I wasn't really getting like a strong oregano vibe or basil vibe.
This is feeling very
fresh,
much like what you would find in a homemade sauce.
Yeah.
This one is Prego. Definitely one of the biggest brands in the supermarket. We got a lot of feedback in the tasting notes that was like, this is familiar, this evokes nostalgia. This was still middle of the pack. It got a recommended with reservations rating, but we think there are better options out there for you.
This one seems sweeter and looser.
Okay, so while you are stirring that sauce, something that we noticed when we compared all the ingredients lists is that a lot of the sauces are made basically with reconstituted tomato paste.
Oh my God, that's what it tastes like.
So tomato paste has a place, but when you're using only tomato paste for all of your tomato flavor, you're getting that weird stuff that you noticed. You're getting that like heavy, tinny, metallic tomato. Like, it's just off-putting.
Yeah.
So not a fan of this one.
No.
You might know this one.
I wouldn't have guessed.
Many people just grab this when they're shopping and think like, yeah, this is fine. This is a fine enough dinner. So this one, the first ingredient is tomato puree, which sounds okay. But then in parentheses, it says water tomato paste.
So reconstituted tomato paste equals tomato puree.
Exactly. The consensus was it's boring, it's bland, and people actually gave this the most damning description, cafeteria spaghetti.
Wait, it's like SpaghettiOs.
Which I would venture to guess is probably made with tomato paste.
Okay.
If you want SpaghettiOs for adults, you can get the Ragu. Otherwise, skip. I can see those herbs.
I can taste those herbs. Oh, it's like minty.
Mint, what everybody wants in their Italian pasta sauce.
Yep, it looks like it was food milled. So chunky.
People had a lot to say about this. I'll say that.
Okay. It's also pretty sweet.
Okay, so lots of herbs.
Yeah, it's
sweet.
Herby, sweet, coarse. I guess tomato comes next, like after that other list of flavors.
All right. Is this feeling like a good sauce to you or not one you like?
It's not what I would be expecting.
Okay.
We're sure it's just basil?
Yeah, so this is Bertolli, allegedly tomato and basil, but maybe tomato, basil, mint, a little bit of the kitchen sink.
Some like onion powder.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. We've got onions, garlic, spices, a thing we run into all the time with tastings.
Yeah.
We're picking up funny flavors, weird notes, and the best the container will do is tell us it's a spice.
It's a lot, maybe too much.
It's a lot, can I say? In the words of someone on our tasting panel, I'm being assaulted by herbs. There's so much dried herb flavor, it's totally overwhelming, and people found the basil flavor stale.
It's minty.
It's minty. Somehow the basil is so old it became mint.
Hey, this looks like sample 2. It's got that orangey gloss going on. This one is well seasoned. You know what I'm realizing? I think I like it when they have more fat. Tastes like a nicely cooked down tomato sauce.
I'll be honest, this is sample 6. This is the first time I thought about going back for a second bite.
Wait, who are they?
This is Victoria Fine Foods. Tasters on our panel loved this one. It's one of only 2 that earned a recommended rating.
This feels like such a good palette for all sorts of stuff. It's not too thick, it's not too thin.
And one of the tests we did, we also took all of the sauces and put them in strainers. Something that we found was that we really preferred the thicker sauces. Extra convenient if you want to have a nice lasagna for dinner, but you just want to like speed up the process a little. Okay, what are your thoughts?
Pretty saucy, but it's not quite as vibrant as I expected kind of looking at it.
Looks can be deceiving.
I think that tomato pasty vibe is back, but they did a better job with the looks because there's like little chunks in here.
Okay. Doesn't taste great, but also tastes boring at the same time.
Considering there's stuff in there, you don't taste too much of the dried herbs.
So not a favorite, not one we're gonna seek out.
I'm so afraid it's going to be our winner.
No, not yet.
Wait, I've heard of them too.
Classico, another really big brand.
Can I look for our keywords?
Oh yeah, definitely. What do you
Hey,
see?
water and tomato paste.
Tomato puree, once again.
Diced tomatoes and juice, which also came from a can because there's citric acid and calcium chloride, which is why they're crunchy.
So calcium chloride is often added to canned tomatoes and it makes them retain that firmness, which sounds good, but sometimes you find that a bit of tomato is almost like bouncy.
No, your tomato shouldn't spring back
Your tomato should not spring back. It wasn't our absolute least favorite.
because the herbs didn't take over.
I think that that is sort of what this has going for it.
Yeah.
Is that the herbs are not as overwhelming.
It's a shame they wrote basil right on the front,
know.
isn't it? It's like there's wine in here or something.
That is the curiosity of these sauces. Why do they taste winey when there's no wine?
Yeah.
Why do they taste cheesy when there's no cheese?
Is it vinegar? Is there like a red wine vinegar in here?
Okay, so you're getting that type of vinegary
Yeah.
acidity. Okay, get ready.
Really? It came from a can?
This is Hunt's. This is our only canned sauce. And I gotta say, you came in saying you're not a fan of jarred pasta sauce, you
Yeah.
don't buy them. You might be getting more generous as you go because this one was our very least favorite.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
We found that it really was the wettest of the bunch. When we made lasagna, just a total mess.
Like literally, like it just boop, it would just pour right out? What do you mean?
Well, it wasn't pouring onto the floor, but definitely, you know, you want your lasagna to have nice layers.
Yeah.
And when we sliced into it, they were just sliding all over the place.
Maybe I don't hate canned stuff as much. I don't know.
So let's move on to sample number 9.
Okay. This one's very sweet. It's very smooth. I'm starting to wonder if there's tomato puree in here.
right.
It smells like fennel, like fresh fennel, like anise.
That is really coming up in a lot of samples.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect that to be a crowd-pleasing flavor.
No, people get mad when I put it in recipes.
Okay, you look at I like fennel.
I do too.
So the fact that that flavor is showing up in so many sauces is really interesting.
I sort of wonder if it kind of gives that sweetness some context. I don't think it's doing a very good job because I thought it tasted like candy. Wait, I haven't heard of these people. Who are they?
Francesco Rinaldi.
Francesca? There's a lady on the front.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Francesca. Francesca.
Maybe not.
Rinaldi.
Who am I to say? Look at that last ingredient.
Dried fennel seed.
There you go.
Lon, I never doubted you as a taster,
Oh,
but
I do.
No, but I feel really proud. I feel very proud. You're spotting things that I had even forgotten were in there. This ended up middle of the road for our tasting panel. How'd you feel about it in the end?
It wasn't great.
Okay, it was not great. Let's find out if number 10 is great.
It walks right up to cooked, but doesn't get into overcooked.
Some of them have that canned tomato flavor. Some of them have that tomato paste flavor, but this feels like for you, it's hitting sort of a sweet spot.
I'm a little sad that I can't go back and try all the other ones to be sure, but I really like this one.
This has been fun for me, but are you curious?
I am. What's that one?
Okay. This is Rao's.
The restaurant Rao's?
Exactly.
Okay.
This is our winner. Take a look at that ingredients list. Do you see anything interesting?
Italian whole peeled tomatoes. They're using canned tomatoes in the right way.
You can take the same sort of handful of ingredients and make something that's disappointing, it's watery, it tastes dusty, it tastes old, or you can make something that tastes really vibrant and fresh.
It looks like a person made it and not a machine.
It looks that way, it tastes that way.
And I didn't have to make it. Maybe you've convinced me I should be buying this stuff.
I'm thrilled to have convinced you. Our winner from Rao's has a lot of the traits that we've been talking about that you want to look for in a jarred sauce. It's made with whole tomatoes, not puree. It has no added sugar. And also, all of our favorites have more than 4 grams of fat, which is coming from that olive oil.
Yeah.
So now we know what we think. Let's check out the ATK Reviews team's official results. Hunt's, Newman's Own, Bertolli, Classico, and Ragu were all at the bottom of our list. Recommended with reservations were Prego, Francesco Rinaldi, and Barilla. Finally, we can recommend Victoria and our winner, Rao's Homemade Marinara.